Greetings once again, football lovers, Masandawana, and everyone who just loves the beautiful game. We're back again. Yeah, we preview our first match of the group stages, the 2021-22 season, CAF Champions League, as we take on Al Hilal from Sudan. Rabs, are you good?
I am not doing.
No, man, no complaints. I'm good. Looking forward to this game. Yeah, let's get straight into it, Rabs. Your thoughts, Kan Toka, this group that we are in that has two Sudanese team and one Egyptian team. Your thoughts and predictions, this group. Who will go through?
I think we'll definitely go for with Al Ahly. I don't know which one will come on top and which one will come second, but it's not guaranteed. You have to fight, you have to put the effort, and we have to show that we want to progress to the next round. And the teams that we are going to face, two of them, they have an idea of how we play. Talking about Al Ahly and Al Hilal, because of we faced Al Hilal in the previous season of CAF Champions League in the group stages, and also we played Al Ahly in the knockout stages. So I think it is going to be an easy group for us if we do simple stuff and win our home games and try to get a 3-point away, then maybe play draws, 2 draws. So I think we should make things easier for ourselves by winning all our home games.
Yeah, man, that's the most important thing in the Champions League, winning your home games, and then you see how you do on your travels. Speaking of them knowing us, Al Hilal, that is, they seem to have a really formidable technical team. And I was checking out their social media. They seem to be a progressive team. The video analysis and all that, and I picked up I think their coach or assistant coach, Coach Rolani, follows him on more Twitter, so that gave me signing now. It's someone that he has respect for, and he wants to follow career high. So it won't be a smooth sailing. But with that said, I believe it will be Al Ahly that progressed to the last 16, and is it the last 16 or quarter final?
No, the last 8 quarterfinals.
Yeah. Who comes first and who comes second. But the mere fact that we're facing number 1 and number 2 from Sudan, and then number 1, yeah. Wait, did they win? Did Al Ahly win the league last season?
I think it was won by Zamalek.
It was won by Zamalek, but the top 2 teams in Jeddah, both countries, it says a lot, man. It won't be an easy group. These guys, Rapelang, most of their players play for the national team. They got knocked out of the AFCON, and then they flew straight to South Africa. They've been in South Africa since the 28th of January, so almost 2 weeks ago, by South Africa. But with that said, they went coastal instead of coming inland. They went to Cape Town. They camped in Cape Town for 2 weeks. Do you think that might work against them, even though they were still in South Africa, but they were on the other side of the country?
Look, I think we know that the weather conditions in coastal areas, it is different to the weather condition in the areas that are inland. So maybe and see the ocean. And I think maybe they took this game as a way of maybe to relax a little bit and to like Baba campaign so, but I think it will have an impact because of we are playing go northwest, but already spent their time go Cape Town. So I think it will have it will a papang. I think it will some way affect them. Somehow it will affect them.
And I think the idea was good of coming to South Africa early, but the fact that they decided to go to Cape Town will work against them. I think they camped maybe in Joburg, even if they didn't go to Pretoria, and they camped in Joburg, it would have helped them in terms of acclimatizing, you know. But yeah, we're not complaining as long as it works on our advantage come match day. Perfect for us, man. They last played a competitive game late October. I don't care how good you are. The fact that you're not playing matches of consequences for a long time, it affects your fitness. It affects your match fitness, man. You can train all week, can work on the ball every day. The fact that you're not playing a competitive match will affect you come match day. And I saw that they've been playing quite a lot of friendlies from December. And they came to South Africa. They played a lot of friendlies. But I don't think this, I don't think it will help them. Yes, it helps playing the game, you know, but the mere fact that it's not the games are competitive, you look at Leona, our first two games, we didn't play as Sundowns because it had been a while the competitive game. What's your take on the fact that they haven't played since October?
Look, I think in our first review, we said this is one of the longest break that I think we ever had, especially December. But like from 24 October, I think that's a bit too long. I think they are not yet sharp because of you have mentioned they didn't play a lot of competitive games. As much as you are playing those friendly games, but they're not as competitive as the games of consequences. So I think for them, they will be rusty like any other normal team when they haven't played a lot of games.
Yeah, man. We played them last season, Raps. We beat them convincingly here at home at Loftus. And then we went away to Sudan. We didn't field our strongest team, man. But a lot of our then regulars didn't start game. You fast forward, you take back or no, they were not champions. They were second. They were runners up in the league that season. They've now won the league. You fast forward to now, they come back to South Africa. Is there anything that worries you, Gabona? Do you think they might give us a better game this time around?
Look, I think it is going to be tough for them, but I think that they had plenty of time to analyze Mamelodi Sundowns because of when they stopped playing, we're still playing games during November and December, and also the first 2 games of the year they managed to maybe watch us. So I think I think if they have a solid plan against Mamelodi Sundowns, I think they stand a chance of giving us a challenge.
Mm-hmm. No, and I think it will be more hard from them than the actual display. The heart will carry them through the game. You know, a draw will be a perfect result for them. They have a player that I like on the right wing, man. Aid Mugadam is a very good player. I think that's the one player that we should keep an eye on, man. He's really good. But they've also signed 2 players who have history in the PSL, in Gerald Piri Jr., who we know that is very, very good on set pieces. He has a mean lefty, man, as well as Abdul Ajugan from Cape Town City. I was actually surprised by that transfer because for me, he had started playing a couple of games for Cape Town City, and I thought he was starting to cement his place in the team. And then Cape Town City had sold him. But again, Cape Town City sold 70% of the team during the previous transfer window, man. What's your take on the players that I've just mentioned?
Look, I think they've signed decent players. I think we have watched Gerald Piri here in South Africa, and we know what he can offer in terms of his abilities. We know that he can strike the ball outside the box and also his set piece delivery. And remember, last time when we were previewing our game against Al Hilal, we mentioned that it is a team that is full of tall players. So I think having a guy like Gerald Piri in their squad, I think it will help them because of his delivery and the height that they have inside the box.
True, true. And speaking of that height, they have a centre back, Mohamed Ouattara. He's tall. He's a big boy, man. But he's also good on the ball, man. He can defend. He's cool. He's a relaxed player. He's very he doesn't has composure. I really like what I've seen of him, man. Speaking of Ouattara, do you remember? Mara no sa support the Sundowns ka nako eo. Ouattara who used to play for Sundowns. Yeah, no. O qadile o support Sundowns ka 2016 lo wena ne. A ke re ba tjho jwalo. I think his name was Adam Ouattara. I think he not about Siaka DNA, if I'm not mistaken, and another guy, Anashapakalo Gwegwe. So I think about three, but Chico was the one who made it more Sundowns. Let's move on to Sundowns when Rapelang. First two games, I mean, we've started a bit slow, man, in terms of our play. You know, we've not been really convincing, like throughout 180 minutes. But again, it's to be expected. It's the first two games of the year, man. And Engine Corner is a color of Futumala. I think by the time we play Al Ahly, game gonna be 5, I think, by the time we play Al Ahly. So it'll be Futumate's Engine. What do you think?
Look, like you have said, I think it was expected based on the break that we had. But the positive that we can take out of these two games that we have played is that as much as we didn't perform like the way we want, but still we got a positive result. And also it is still early. I think the more games that we play, I think it is the more that we are going to have that fluidity back. So like you have said, maybe around game 6, I think that's where you are going to see Sundowns rising, Sundowns shebella. But at this moment, I think what we should do is to be patient and support the team.
Yeah, and that's the best we can do at this moment, because we know what these guys are capable of, man. It's unlike other teams where you just live in hope. You know, that's how you're gonna be throughout the season or the remainder of the. You know, with Sundowns, they will get going. Rabs, how important is winning the group? Is winning the group as advantage as it's perceived to be? When you look at the fact that in the last 3 years that we've been knocked out in the Champions League, we've been knocked out having played the first game away from home. I mean, 18-19, we were knocked out by Wydad. 2-1 away. We came here, we drew 0-0. The following season, 19-20, we were knocked out by Ali. They beat us 2-0 away. We drew more South Africa. Was it 0-0, I think? 1-0 or 1-1, I can't remember. And then Al Ahly again last season. We played first leg away. They beat us 2-0. We drew 1-1 more South Africa. Do we really have to win this the group?
Look, sometimes we can win the group, but the team that you are going to face in the knockout stages, they might make things very difficult for you. And one would say winning the group is not as important as we think, based on the results that you have mentioned. But if you can look at those teams that you have counted with that 2019, is it 2019 or 2018 season?
18-19.
Those teams, they knocked us out, and they went all the way to win the tournament. So I think it is very tough to say it is not as important as what we normally say, because of, look, the teams that we faced are the teams that are in the top 4 of the biggest teams in Africa. So, but now one thing I would say is that recently losing away in the first leg, like even if we lose 2-1, we have at least an away goal. We can score one and win the game. What if that one goal doesn't come? So I think a positive result from now on in the first leg, if you play away, I think it will be a 1-1, a 2-2, or a win. But losing 2-1 and hoping that we'll get a goal home, a goal is not guaranteed we are going to score or not. So I think the first leg, we should be very smart in terms of how we plan and how we play as well.
Yeah, man. True. Will playing Ntongo Royal Bafokeng affect us in any way? I think not. I think the pitch, I hope it's in immaculate condition, but the size of the pitch is normal to the size that we used to. I think it's almost the same size as Loftus. I could be wrong, but it's around the same size. And the weather, yeah, Pretoria and Rustenburg, not too dissimilar. So I don't think it will affect us. Raps, we have a crisis at left back. We have a serious crisis. Not left back, man. At center back.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong. Please refresh my mind. When Lungu joined us, Lungu from Golden Hours, when he joined us, I could be wrong, but I think I once saw an article moving he might be played at left center back at Sundowns. Would you put him there, more left center back, or you happy continuing with Mandela? Because now, personally, I'm not. I'm prepared to sacrifice River for a couple of games. I know he hasn't played at center back, but in a long time. But he started his career at Ajax there. He's smart, River. Yes, he won't be perfect, but I think I would rather I'd be at ease with someone like River playing there than I am. I get to share because of Onyango hoping he doesn't make a mistake for 90 minutes. What would you do?
Look, first of all, we have a huge problem at the center back. In our last 3 games against Marumo, against Richards Bay, and against HP United, we had no center back in our bench. So it is a sign that we have a problem. We are missing out our key center backs. But playing Divine Lungu as a left center back, it will be a huge risk. It may pay off or everything might go south. But now I wouldn't play him as left center back. Look, I think Divine Lungu at this natural position is not even our second best left back. So putting him there at the center back, it will be a huge risk. And center back is a very important position because of when you lose the ball in central, it is more dangerous than losing the ball at the left back. And you play him as a left center back at this game where one would say it is a must win. If we play him at left center back against Hilal, it will be a huge risk. But now, it's either I'll still continue with Mandela, or I put Mandela on the bench. I Kisa River go center back. But Divine Lungu at the left center back for night and no.
Okay, all right. One final thing that I want to touch on with regards to Sundowns. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? Can you train is it possible for Shalule to be trained or stop into or every time he takes a shot, man? Like I just don't get. Oh, you really wish a player like Shalule could have went through academy. That bad habit, Ngabe by cut out at a very young age because he misses out on a lot of chances because of that. Against Richards Bay, first half, there was a great chance. On Monday, great chance from rebound from short area Gaston. Again. Ukahona wins and at his age, or we just have to accept it, that's how he is.
I think that the technical team should remind him, I think, every game before the game starts. I think they should remind him every game until that habit they get rid of it. But look, whatever that he's trying to do, he makes things difficult for himself, because if you are falling down or backwards, it becomes very difficult to connect with the ball very well. Like free kick, like the commentator would say that whenever if you're going to fall back or lean back a little bit, your connection with the ball, I think it won't be very good. So I think that is why he's missing a lot of chances, because of he's falling backward and he can't connect with the ball very well.
I've just thought of something. It might be the silliest of ideas that you've ever had before, but hey, such things, bad years at Europe. Maybe the technical team tell him, or you know what, every time you do that, you owe the whole team or a few players, or you owe us, the technical team, lunch. That's what you do. It's a funny thing, but hey, every time he's in that situation, he'll think of it and maybe he will decide not to. How do we beat Al Hilal Rapelang? I think we beat by Al Hilal by positional play. Be great. Hey, I think movement in and out of the zone must be perfect on the day. And then 4-2-2-2. I think we should play an out-and-out striker. Literally not someone who can play forward, like Shika Abe close to him or just behind him. I think we need to have someone who's an out-and-out striker, because we seemingly get a lot more chances. We create more chances when we have two strikers up top. And then you have Shika Leralani occupying space in between the lines, and then you have between Laile and Tole Nemudiba occupying zone 13 and 16, and then you have Mudau occupying zone 15 and 18, because because the other two, our 2 10s, close together. And then we don't need to be hasty, man. We need to relax. We pass it around again. Our confidence, because every time we treat our ball as our best friend, that's where we play our best into football. There was a point gaming here Monday where AJ kept on trying to play the ball in the net a couple of times. I forced a pass here. It's not necessarily a reverse pass, but a pass a difficult. He tried that a lot. Second half, I think we should knock into ball better. Our rest defense needs to improve. We against Team Ralanga by 10, Rala really 11. Chance Ele Yalibito late second half when the score was still 1-0. It shouldn't happen. It should never happen. More so that Team Ralanga one man down. And the one thing that annoyed me, all our players were ball watching, except for Onyango, because Onyango tried. They played the ball behind Tapelo. Onyango moved. Atraya Mukavara. River is watching the ball. He doesn't, not River, Oshin, watching the ball, not seeing Evanga behind him. Evanga is running straight to goal. Tapelo, River, Mukwena, centrally mode. They are caught watching the ball, Evanga could make a run straight to goal. And then you have Mutiba on the far side. He is in front of Libizzo, but Libizzo gets to the ball before him and takes a shot. You know why? Because he's focused on the ball. He doesn't see the ball. He only sees the ball and not his man. And the moment you see one of those and not both, you are in trouble. That chance was similar to a goal Chiefs scored against Pirates from Blandayele Tyson, where Paseka was in front of Dolly. I think Dolly can like goal, but Dolly got to the ball before him because he was ball watching. So you need to cut out such things. Anything you want to add?
Look, I think, like you have mentioned, that they last played their competitive game 24th October 2021. I think they don't have that match fitness. I think if we play with the intensity that is a little bit high, I think they won't cope or last for the whole 90 minutes. I think that's what we should do. Or we should knock the ball around and tire them. Once they are tired, we go for a kill, because of a lot of our goals seem to come in the second half. Maybe in the first half, just knock the ball around and show that when we go to the second half, they are very tired. And once they are tired, you wrap up the game. And like I've said, this team, it is obvious that they are very rusty. So if you are rusty, that's why you're going to do a lot of mistakes, more especially at the back and in the middle field. I think we should use that for us to put them a lot of pressure and force them to make mistakes. Hence, that game that we are watching, Chippa United and Tuks in the Nedbank Cup, where the player was dispossessed at the back and they won the ball and scored. I think those silly mistakes happened when you are rusty and you haven't played a lot of games. So Solomona, I think they are rusty, and the more we put pressure on them and force them to make mistakes, I think we can gain something out of that. And also, like you have mentioned, that playing with Tambazwani and Surprise Galani between the lines, I think it will give us creativity. And having a guy like Kutumela playing around Shalulile, because we know that Kutumela, as much as sometimes he doesn't have good performances, but he has a goal and an assist. So if he's closer to the goal post or closer to a guy like Shalulile, he stands a chance of having an assist or having a goal as well.
Yeah, actually, that's why I think I prefer Thabiso playing, because he has a good technique. Thabiso, he can catch the ball from around into the 18-yard box. So I think he's much better suited just around into the 18 area than he is on the side. Your lineup.
Look, I think Onyango Nzalisiyo, so I'd start Kerin Moeni, I'd start Kulisom Dau, Mandela, I'd start Rivaldo. But actually, the game is coming. So I'll start Rivaldo and Rushindo Hook. Left back, I'll keep Obrumdiba. I think Obrumdiba impressed me in the last game that we played. And in the middle field, I'll have AJ, Tebza, and Frankfurt will be Galani, Temba, Kutu, and Shalulile.
Yeah, man, that's the same lineup I'd have. I'd have Shalulile Lento, basically, Le Kutu as the strikers. Gaston played very well. Got the number of minutes he got game, but I wouldn't start him. I'd start him game. I'll give him a 90 minutes or start him game Yabaroka on Monday, because he really impressed me. Prediction?
I think we are going to win 3-1. Shalule will score a brace and will get a goal from a set piece. That means one of our defenders will score, or Lyle or Diba will score.
Yeah, I'm going for 3-0 Kutu will get one, Shalulile as well as Shiga. Yeah, before we end this, Raps, one South American out, one in, man. We just want to say thank you to Ricardo Nascimento, man. I mean, he's left a mark at Sundowns, man. We'll never forget him, man. He's one of the best ball playing players, center backs I've ever seen in the league, man. And
Yeah.
we forever grateful for his contribution. I mean, 7 trophies, 144 appearances, 17 goals for a center back. A center back. I know they might come from the penalties, but hey, it's not easy walking up and taking a penalty, man. Yeah, to Papi, thank you very much for your contribution. We wish you all the best of luck with anything that you do in the future. And then we welcome Gaston's friend, Savera. Just want to say a special thank you to the guys who went to the airport to welcome him and to make him feel loved in J. I learned that fella South Africa. Sundowns supporters, you're a special bunch, man. That might have lit some fire in his belly. I'm sure he can't wait to put on the yellow and blue Mamelodi Sundowns. So thank you guys and welcome to him, man. And yeah, that's that, Masanda Wana and everyone who's watched. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And yeah, sharp.